This Ohio State defense is just a complete juggernaut. I looked it up. They've allowed, 19 points at home all season. So they're a massive favorite here, minus 20.5. Over under is 43.5. What do you make of Penn State and Ohio State?
Well, back on May 30th, when DraftKings released their lines for this game, Ohio State was minus 4.5. They are now minus 20.5. So that's a 16-point difference. But when I looked at my preseason power rating numbers to where they are this week, I actually have Ohio State 18 points better. So you might say, how can you play into a 16-point line move? Well, it's a 16-point line move because the team absolutely sucks and fired their coach against a team that's completely playing better than we thought we would. A couple situations I want to point out to you, Andy, some T&A trends and angles. From week number 8 and on, teams off a shutout playing at home with a total under 60 since 2013 have gone 33 and 16, 67%. Teams at home off a win and off a bye and now a favorite of 11 or more, 105 and 81, 57%. And on the Penn State side, you're talking about a team that, oh yeah, by the way, this year, interim head coaches are now 6-0. So Penn State lost that game at Iowa, but they actually covered, losing by 1 point. They were getting 3 or 3.5. But remember, the week before, they had a lead against Northwestern. They lost that game. That's why they fired their coach. So if you have an FBS team that had a lead going into the fourth quarter in back-to-back games and they lost both games, 22 and 37, 37% against the spread. Now, I look at the Penn State offense and you might say, well, they're not too bad. You know, they scored 37 against UCLA, 21 against Northwestern, and 24 against Iowa. Remember, guys, this is a completely different offense. Drew Aller, who people thought was one of the best quarterbacks in college football, is now out. They had to go to Ethan Grunkmeyer. He played a couple games early. He played in mop-up against Nevada. He played in mop-up against Villanova. But he had to play and start last week. Well, guess what? He threw for 93 yards with an 0-2 ratio. Penn State's 14 points last week was on an interception return, and they had a 30-yard drive, and then they blocked the field goal to run it back for a touchdown to score 14 in the first half. This Ohio State defense, not only are they number one in the country in yards per play, points per game, and yards per game, they are holding their opponents to 162 yards under their season average. Penn State is averaging 355 yards, so that means they're likely to hold Penn State to under 200 yards. When Penn State runs the ball, they're not going to be able to run the ball 2.8 yards per carry. And what makes this Ohio State Buckeyes defense so elite is they don't have to blitz to get pressure, and they have man-to-man cornerbacks, which allow their linebackers to do incredible things. Ohio State this year at the half allowed 0 points to Texas, 0 points to Grambling, 3 points to Ohio, 3 points at Washington, 3 points to Illinois, and 0 points at Wisconsin. The first half total is 23.5. But when you look at the team totals, it's only 17.5 and 3.5. So they're juicing those numbers because they want to set their team totals, which are far less than the first half team totals. But, you know, I've used some weird first half team totals or first half over-unders, Andy. How about this one for this best bet? Penn State under 3.5 points for the first half. Penn State is going to get shut out. You saw the Ohio State team, how excited they were last week getting that shutout against Wisconsin. No one's moved the ball against them early. Penn State has not any business even getting into the red zone with a redshirt freshman quarterback making his second start and now having to play in the horseshoe. So yes, it seems crazy playing under 3.5 points for the first half, but that's exactly what we're going to do.
Tell everyone what you have up Wager Talk.
Guys, I have a college football play tonight. I have a college football play for Thursday, and I will have a 5% college football play for Saturday. I'll be loading that by tonight or by tomorrow morning at the latest. Make sure you take advantage of the Weekend Warrior, just $49. And as soon as I start loading my college football plays for the weekend, you'll get them immediately. But maybe a 7-day all access is the better way to go for me, with a Wednesday and Thursday college football play and some NHL and NBA thrown in. But college football, 11-3, 79%, and 38-18, 68%. College football plays rated 4% and 5%, 19-6, 76%. College football 5%, 10-2, 83%. And let's not forget about those NFL teasers. They continue to win. My NFL teasers, 27-8, 77%. And Andy, my NFL teasers rated 4% or 5%. I will have one this week as well. 18-4, 82% against the spread.